What if the exhaustion you feel has nothing to do with how much sleep you get, or how busy your day was, or even your age? What most people never find out is that this deep, bone-weary tiredness comes from somewhere far more hidden, and there is something nobody talks about, a secret that sits beneath the surface of your everyday life, a force that drains you silently, year after year. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you will understand the real source of that tiredness, and once you see it, you will never look at your life the same way again. The most important part comes near the end, so do not leave yet. Now, here is the thing. You wake up in the morning. You have slept 7 hours, maybe 8. Your body feels rested, but something is off. That heavy feeling in your chest, that fog in your mind, that sense that you are dragging yourself through the day. Sound familiar? You go to work, you talk to people, you smile, you do what needs to be done. But inside, there is a hollowness, a quiet emptiness that nothing seems to fill. And you start to wonder, what is wrong with me? Why am I so tired when nothing is actually wrong? This is not laziness. It is not depression in the usual sense. It is something deeper. And Carl Jung, the great Swiss psychiatrist, understood it better than almost anyone. He called it a loss of soul, a disconnection from the deeper life within you. And that disconnection, it has a cost. Look, think about your daily life. You get up, you check your phone, you read the news, you eat your breakfast, you go about your routines, the same routines you have followed for years, decades even. Everything looks fine from the outside. Your family loves you. You have friends. You have a roof over your head. You are healthy enough, but inside, something is missing, and that missing piece, that is what is draining you. Here is why. Jung discovered that every human being has two halves, the part we show the world, and the part we hide. The part we hide is called the shadow, and when we ignore the shadow, it does not go away. It grows. It becomes heavier. It consumes energy. Massive amounts of energy. Energy you need for living, for loving, for laughing, for feeling alive. Instead, that energy is used to keep the shadow buried, and that is exhausting. Let me give you a real-world example. Imagine a man in his late 60s. He retired 5 years ago. He worked hard his whole life, provided for his family, did everything right. Now he has time to relax, travel, enjoy his grandchildren, but he feels empty. He feels tired all the time. He cannot explain it. His wife notices. His children notice. They ask him what is wrong. He says nothing, and he means it. Nothing is wrong, except everything is wrong. You see, this man spent 40 years being who everyone needed him to be, the provider, the strong one, the reliable one. But deep down, he never asked who he really was. He buried his dreams, his passions, his anger, his sadness, all of it. And now, those buried parts, they are calling out, demanding to be seen, demanding to be heard. And the effort of keeping them silent, that is what is draining him. That is what is exhausting him. And here is the hard truth. This is not just one man. This is millions of people around the world. Retirees, workers, parents, grandparents. Everyone who has lived a life for others while ignoring themselves. Jung wrote extensively about this. He said the greatest burden a child must bear is the unlived life of the parent. Think about that. Unlived life. All those parts of yourself you never expressed. All those roads you never traveled. All those feelings you never felt. They do not disappear. They become a weight you carry every single day. And that weight, it shows up as exhaustion, as a lack of enthusiasm, as a feeling that life has passed you by, even when you have everything you are supposed to want. But it gets even more interesting.
Because Jung also discovered something else. Something that changes everything. He said that the shadow, the hidden part of you, it is not just dark. It is also the source of your vitality, your creativity, your true self. When you suppress it, you suppress your life force. You become half alive, and half alive. That is exhausting. To be fully alive, you must face the shadow. You must look at the parts of yourself you have denied, the anger you swallowed, the dreams you abandoned, the grief you never allowed, the truth you avoided. This is called shadow work, and it is the most important work you will ever do. And listen, this is not about blaming yourself. This is not about regret. This is about understanding. Understanding why you are so tired. Understanding that your exhaustion is a signal, a cry from your deeper self, a cry saying, wake up, pay attention. There is more to you than this. There is more to life than this. Jung believed that the second half of life, the years after 50, they are meant for this work. They are meant for integration, for bringing the hidden parts into the light, for becoming whole. He called this process individuation. It is the journey toward your true self, and it is the answer to that quiet exhaustion. The tiredness you feel is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is a sign that something is calling you, something important, something essential, your soul, your deeper self. It is calling you home, and the journey home. That is where your energy returns. That is where joy returns. That is where you find the rest your heart has been craving. Stay with me here, because this is where it gets really powerful. When you begin to acknowledge the hidden parts of yourself, something shifts. The exhaustion starts to lift. Not all at once, but gradually, like a fog burning off in the morning sun. The energy you spent keeping things buried, that energy becomes available again. Available for living, for loving, for truly waking up in the morning with a sense of purpose. And here is the beautiful part. You do not need to change your whole life overnight. You just need to start paying attention to your feelings, to your dreams, to those quiet nudges from within. Ask yourself, what did I used to love that I stopped doing? What did I want to say but never said? What part of me did I hide away because it was not acceptable, not safe, not practical? These questions, they are the keys. They unlock the door to the hidden room, the room where your energy is stored. And that is the path to renewal. I know what you might be thinking. This sounds difficult. This sounds uncomfortable. And you are right. It is. Looking at the shadow is not easy. It requires courage. It requires honesty. And it requires facing things you would rather forget. But here is the trade-off. A little discomfort now, or a lifetime of exhaustion. A lifetime of feeling half alive. The choice is yours. But Jung believed that we do not really have a choice. The shadow will make itself known one way or another. Either we bring it into consciousness willingly, or it shows up as illness, as depression, as that bone-deep tiredness that no amount of rest can cure. So the question is not whether to do this work. The question is when, and the best time. The best time is now, this very moment. You are here. You are listening. You are ready. So let me ask you something personal, something genuine. Have you felt this exhaustion I am talking about? That quiet tiredness that does not go away no matter how much you rest? Have you felt it in your own life? I would love to hear your story in the comments below. It helps to know you are not alone in this. Really, it does. And if this video has spoken to you, if something in it has resonated, then you are already on the path. You are already waking up. And that is the first step toward reclaiming your energy, your joy, your life. Now, here is what I want you to take away. The exhaustion you feel is not your enemy. It is your teacher. It is pointing you toward the parts of yourself that need attention, toward the life you were meant to live, not the life you settled for, not the life that was expected of you, but the life that is truly yours. When you begin this work, when you start listening to that hidden voice within, something changes. The world looks different, brighter, more colorful. You laugh more easily. You cry more freely. You feel more. And feeling more. That is what it means to be alive. That is what it means to have energy. Real energy. The kind that comes from the soul. And that is the gift Jung offers us. The gift of wholeness. The gift of a life fully lived. And there is nothing exhausting about that. If this is the kind of content that speaks to your heart, if you want to go deeper into the wisdom of Carl Jung and the world of depth psychology, new videos drop every day on Carl Jung Psychology Hub. Hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss one.